What's up, guys? Welcome to BroBeatzTV. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a cousin Stizz type beat. If you do end up enjoying the video, make sure you hit that sub button and turn post notifications on because it helps out a lot. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with the Rhodes of this whirly like piano, electric piano. Okay, so I have everything numbered. So this part will take the longest and be the hardest because we're going to pretty much not use everything we know. What I mean by that is we're not going to be using a scale because what we need to do is pretty much use our ears and use all of the notes to get those tones that we need for like this like soulful type of style. So using the scale will severely hold you back. So I'm gonna try to make it very straightforward as I can. Let's go to half beat. So this part may be long because I really want everyone to be able to do this. So pretty much what we can do, and I'm gonna use tools as well. We're not gonna build it from scratch. You know, I can show you. So if you basically for major chords, in minor, real quick, for minor, the bottom half of your chord visually should be smaller. So it should be 2 spaces in between. And then at the top, it should be 3. So that is how you can tell if something is a minor or major. So this is minor, and then you pretty much just flip it. So the bottom half is larger. Okay, and this pattern pretty much repeats like this, right? And that is how you're going to build these soulful chords. Okay, you just copy what I do. Oops. All right, and it's pretty much the basics of it. So we're going to go up here, go to stamp, and you can grab in a major 7th or like a minor 7th, whichever one you want. You could just put it down somewhere. So you're going to want to use chords with at least 4 notes playing at the same time. Okay, that is very important. Let's pull this up. And I'm gonna try not to ramble. So from here, you just want to pick tones that sound good. Now, the lazy way is just to do something like this. Actually, I kind of like those. Just literally try notes, and we could take this because we want this to be a little sad, right? Because remember, our tension or half steps, they create like sadness or tension. So you can take this note, pull it up an octave. Oh, we already have it up there. Let's take another one. Let's take this E maybe. And then we're going to need to, let's see. I want to make sure I do this right so I don't confuse anybody. What we're going to do is take these and let's go to a tool. Let's strum it. And we're just strumming it so that we can get access to, so we can mess with the velocity like this. Okay, and then we can kind of just put these back. If we want to strum it a bit, we can. Now I'm holding shift to move these over. Okay, I like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out, and then we're just gonna add other notes. Okay, very simple stuff. Like I said, this part will take the longest because we don't have a scale, so it's not gonna look as good, or you're not gonna be able to see like the underlying notes. So from here, what we can do is probably let's throw in some other notes. Probably turn this up. And I'll just do the velocity after, but I don't want to waste too much time. Let's take this, and if you've seen the video where I showed you how music is broken down visually, you know the steps. Okay, so you know if these are tension notes, right? Actually, we're not gonna go over that because we kind of broke the rules here. I'm gonna just say that for another time. So let's try this note here. And if you look down, this note works. So we're just pulling from what we already have. All right, and then we can just pull some of these notes over. Okay, and that may not be in the scale necessarily, but it could work. And then let's do the same thing right here over here. Okay, like I said, this part will take a while. Let's do a fourths. And if we go, so this B works here. Let's pull this back over. Okay, and then we're just gonna flam this. And I'll do the velocity after, because that's a whole nother story. I'm getting this velocity right, but we just want to put the notes down right now. So see if we can just get this to sound good as is. Okay, and we are in 60 BPM. I forgot to mention that. Slower BPM today. So I think this is good. So what we're gonna do is take this, okay, and go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's make a minor chord. See if that works. Yep. Okay, so same pattern. So now we can just kind of let this fly. All right. And I'm sorry, I know this is long. You know, I know people like, man, like this is a lot, but this is what it takes. You know, if you don't play piano, this is what you got to do. So over here, on the grid, off the grid, and we're just gonna let this one linger. Let's hurry this up. Not really in a rush, but I just don't want, you know, the video to be 20 minutes. Let's take one of these notes. And let's take this one. And you can see we're just using the same notes, right? We're not really doing anything crazy. We're gonna take these, pop them up like that. And I'm gonna adjust these afterwards so it sounds a lot better, because I don't really like the way the velocity is right now. And I don't wanna spend too much time on that. So I think this is good. Let's just linger these out, so it's a little bit more realistic. And here we have our melody. All right, and that is the end of this part. I know it was pretty long, but everything else after this should be pretty easy. Okay, so real quick, I went ahead and refined this. So what I pretty much did, right, is, and I'll take you through the steps. So if we have a chord like this, let's add another one. What you want to do is pretty much edit the length that you want the tone to last. As you can see, a lot of links aren't perfect, and that's on purpose. Okay. And usually from bottom to top, you want, say if you strum it, you want these to kind of work up this way. Usually that's kind of how you would want it to go. You could try the other way if you like that sound, but usually in a DAW, you want it this way. Okay, so that is one other thing I did. So we come over here, you can see like with these flams and stuff like this, it's kind of going in the upward, right? And then as we go down, I went down. I'm just trying to give you these little tips so that you can refine yours. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. And just editing the micro, I guess, micro rhythms of this, I guess we can call it. Right, so it's not playing exactly at the same time, right? As you can see over here, these aren't exactly on the grid, and these aren't, right? I could probably even push this even further. Right? Okay, so that is just something else you can do, but I just did that off camera because we already spent like, what, I don't know, like 10 minutes on the melody. So now we can move on to the other stuff. All right, so luckily for you, we're gonna do some layering. Okay, now this is all you need to do. You don't need anything else. If you want to add like some arcade vocals, if you want to record some vocals, if you want to add other sounds, you can, but the core of it is this. After this is done, you're good. Okay, everything else is easy. So we're just gonna copy this to here. So this is a piano. And the reason I picked this one is because it's a little bit sharper. Like you can tell, these are very soft and I don't want it like something with energy. And then I made this sound, which is a reverse in pigments. It's pretty much a bell and you just reverse it. As you can see, okay. And we're gonna reverse it. And I just picked like weird sounds like this just so it's not so basic. So it has some like level of creativity to the like sound selection. So let's play it. Right, if you want to go in and add other sounds to the piano, you can, but like I said, we've done enough, so we just want to get on with the video. So now we're going to go ahead and do our counter melody. Okay, so for our counter, we have another custom sound. It's pretty much like a sine bell. I don't know why it's not playing. There it is. Something like that. Something very soft like a sine wave, okay? With some reverb and delay. Now, I would try to pick a synth-like sound, and the reason we add a counter is to add depth to our melody, so it's not just the same part the whole time. We want it to be a little interesting. So with this, since we don't have the scales, we can see our notes, so this should be easy to pick notes. You don't really have to use any tricks. You can just kind of use whatever, right? So I think what I'm gonna do is use some jazz rhythms. So pretty much that's right here. We're in the 1/4 right here, and if we go even smaller, I think 1/2 step, you can break this up into 3s. And I'm just trying to give you the actual like technical things you can use, and we can use these rhythms right here to create some like humanized rhythms with our melodies, right? So you can see this falls on here, right? So I'm gonna try to leave this up. I think we could start like in the middle. Let's start on this G. So I want this to trickle down, something like that. Something like that, okay? So I'm gonna just fine tune this. Try to zoom in so you can really see what I'm doing. Let's go from here to here. Let's see. Let's put this at the end. And I really want to get this right. Let's make sure, hopefully that sounds good. Maybe offset it slightly. Okay, and let's take this B. This. You can see we're just stealing. We're literally stealing what we already have here. And I like to hold Alt when I place a note so it's not perfect. That way you can kind of add like the humanized feeling to it. And then from here, I'm gonna take these and we're just gonna make some flams out of this, right? Because this is pretty much in the same spot. Let's Shift D, and then we're just gonna add our little flams. I don't like that. Let me see. Okay, I actually like that. I'm gonna keep that. Okay, I like that. Let's try this. No, okay, that doesn't sound good. All right, so I like the synth. I think that's it for this one. So now we're gonna move on to the bass, and after that, everything else should be pretty easy. All right, so now we have our bass guitar. Now this is very important if you want the soul feel. So I picked two because I wasn't sure which one I liked. I wasn't sure which bass I liked, so I'm gonna just use both and decide after. So in here, like again, this is pretty easy because we have the notes in the background. So you know, we can start on F, and don't be afraid to like travel right up, because with stuff like this, you can do that. It's not like an 808 where you can have to kind of stay. Well, you don't have to, but usually it benefits to just stay along. So with this, I guess we can stay in this. I like to do these like taps like this. You can offset things a bit. We can do that later though. Try one of these. And I kind of like to play around with stuff like this. Now, I'm not sure if this will actually sound really good, but like stuff like just playing around with some of the notes. Let's see. Just kind of give it some life. Let me see. Pull this down. And I'm gonna take this and we're just going to, let's take this C first. We could just make this simple. And I want to do like a little, I'm not sure if I want to keep this part because usually stuff like this doesn't sound that good when you like play around with the melody, because only like realistic instruments sound good when you do this, but I want to try it. Just because we're already here, so let me see. Just a little bit more low key. Again, I don't know. That's why I chose two guitars, because I wasn't sure how it would sound, because there's really no like good VSTs for like realistic. You know, like when you pick the guitar and you release and stuff like that. There's nothing that can like emulate it perfectly. Let's see. All right, and then I just want to I feel like this is off. Is this off? Should be 3 across. There we go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just offset some of these so they're not perfect. Just pick some random ones. Okay. All right, and then we can copy this to this one. Simple. I like that one better. Okay, so that is the bass. Again, super long part, but hey, it is what it is. So now we're just gonna add our drums and do the mastering. Okay, so finally we're gonna start our drums. So simply we could just throw this in. I'm gonna keep this real simple. So we're in halftime, so pretty much anything that's double digits will be halftime, so it'll be shrunk down by half, because usually our drums will look something like this, right? And you have your kick like that. So if you shrink this down by half, it will look something like this, right? Probably something like that. I don't know, something like that though, right? So you shrink it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in, pull this up a bit, pull it over, then add our drums. Matter of fact, add some of these hi-hats in. Just keep it smooth, you know, you don't gotta do too much. All right, that's all you gotta do. At this point, I mean, we spent an hour making the melody, so be nice to do something easy. Okay, so over here, let's turn this up. I think that's enough punch. And then we're gonna add in a little kick. And then we can add one here. And then kind of how I know where to put these is because this is, remember we talked about earlier, this is broken up to fourths. So, or you could do it by threes as well. So let's try it. Okay, so that is it. That's the beat. Let's play it one time, and then we're gonna put, I'm gonna put the mastering on. Sound like something was doubled. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the mastering on, and then I'll show you kind of what I used. All right, so this is the mastering that I have on, and this is a altered preset. So what I did was I just pretty much added the shimmer and soft clipper, and this is just to make it, just to make life easier, right? So I don't have to add reverb to the instruments myself. Now I would encourage you to actually put your drums into the channel, and you know, I guess we could do that right now. Just to have them there, and then you can add effects that you need. But for this, we have this plugin, Lifeline Console. So this is pretty much like RC20. It's a little bit better. It just does a better job of emulating like that kind of tape, I guess, feeling. So we have the where comp, and you can just copy the preset if you have this. If not, they have presets in here. And the reason I don't like having it on is because it is. Okay. So pretty much the purpose of this is to give it character, so it's not just a super dry sound. And then with that, I wanted to put the beat in space, so I added Valhalla Room. You can see it's very low, just so you can hear the difference. And then I added a shimmer, but I only added it on the higher part, so I cut out the lows and I put it very low so that you hear how that rim, it has that like echo. So I wanted that to kind of add to the vibe of the style. And then there's just a soft clipper, and I just made it a little bit more transparent, so it doesn't crush the sound completely. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll listen to it one more time. Of course, we can actually do some real mixing to make it sound a little bit better, but that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.